Maybe one of these will help.
Whoa!
All eyes are on Luck, the first film from Skydance Animation. Since Skydance is run by John Lasseter, the disgraced former head of Pixar, so many people are curious how Luck stacks up to Pixar films. We've got all the things Luck borrowed from other Pixar movies, so let's get into it.
Come on.
Number 1. Lightyear. Lightyear is Pixar's latest film, and it has something pretty big in common with Luck.
What?
Like Sam, Buzz Lightyear also has a cat companion, Sox, and of course Sam has Bob. Sure, Sox is a robot and Bob is more of a leprechaun. Still, two cats supporting a human through their journey and talking to them the whole way? Yeah, we think Sox and Bob have a lot in common, and we really wish we had a cat buddy like them too. Number 2. Inside Out. The Land of Luck and the Land of Bad Luck look very familiar to us. Perhaps the designs for these worlds were borrowed from somewhere. Ah yes, we think they look suspiciously like Riley's mind from Inside Out. The architecture of these places is very similar, and borrowing the look of your movie's world from another popular movie's world is definitely a recipe for success. The Land of Luck has oval screens that look a lot like the oval screens in Inside Out's Island of Core Memories. And the keyboard and control panels in both movies have layouts that look a lot alike. The two places even share a similar shade of purple for most of their decor. And think about it, it kinda sounds like the makers of Luck were even inspired by the name. Island of Core Memories, Land of Luck, very coincidental. Number 3. The Incredibles end credits. We rarely look forward to the end credits of a film.
We do. We do?
Yet for Pixar, we know we're never in for a black screen with a bunch of words. When it comes to Pixar movies, end credits are just as important as the rest of the film. If you pay close attention, you'll realize that Luck was borrowed from Pixar right down to its last seconds. Luck uses 2D animation to show what just happened in the film during the end credits, just like The Incredibles does. Number 4. Andy's Room. Talk about nostalgia. Luck's Home for Girls reminds us a lot of a home for a certain boy. This room looks a lot like Andy's room from Toy Story, and we think there's really no cozier, more comforting place to model a kid's room after. Number 5. Monsters, Inc. Of all the movies Luck seems to be paying homage to, most of all this movie has a lot in common with Monsters, Inc.
Is that a joke? Tell me you're joking.
No.
Both movies have a fantasy world that houses beings whose job it is to prop up an unexplained legend in the real human world. And a human just so happens to find themselves in that world. And on an even more specific note, both worlds also have hazmat crews that are very intimidating to the residents of that world. Number 6. A Bug's Life. A Bug's Life fans may have noticed a tiny detail in this movie that reminds us of a certain beloved bug. We can probably all agree that it's pretty surprising when Bob opens his mouth for the first time.
You did what? You flushed my panty down the toilet!
Why? Because we're conditioned to expect cats in cartoons to have cute, little, high-pitched voices. Instead, this cute little cat has a very adult male voice.
What kind of a crazy talking cat are you?
A lucky Scottish one, obviously.
It's pretty funny to hear this voice come out of a cat this cute, but we've actually seen a very similar joke before. This joke is reminiscent of Francis in A Bug's Life, who has an unexpected voice per our expectations of his ladybug form.
So, being a ladybug automatically makes me a girl. Is that it, Flyboy?
We love a little reminder that we should never judge a book, or a bug, or a little black cat by its cover. Number 7. Talking Animals. In this movie, Bob the cat can talk. While speaking English is definitely not a trait of any real cat, it's a trait of plenty of Pixar animals. From A Bug's Life to Finding Nemo, Pixar is definitely known for movies with animals who can speak. We think Bob would fit right in with our favorite talking animals. Number 8. The Pixar Woman Face. Of all the things in Luck that we've seen before, Sam's face in particular rings a bell. You might think this sounds crazy, but Sam's face has basically been featured in all our favorite Pixar flicks. She has giant eyes and a tiny mouth, but which Pixar character does this remind us of? It's essentially every single female character in Pixar. Folks on the internet refer to this strange trend as same face syndrome, and no matter which Pixar lady you look at, you're probably going to see that same face. And let's just say it's not exactly all that human looking. Seriously, who actually has eyes that big other than Pixar characters? The answer is Sam from Luck. And that's about it. Number 9. Specific color schemes. Pixar is known for its super specific color schemes that vary from movie to movie and sometimes even scene to scene. If you pay close attention, you'll notice that Luck definitely follows this trend. For example, everything fits the green color scheme in Sam's workplace, and this notoriously lucky color is actually present throughout the movie. You may never have noticed the way Pixar uses color before, but once you notice it, you really can't unsee it. If you have an eagle eye, you'll take note of just how often and specifically Pixar uses color to change our moods and reflect the story in ways other films don't, and luck is certainly following suit. Number 10. Supernatural in the real world. Luck is chock full of supernatural elements that occur in an otherwise fairly naturalistic real world. This is commonplace in Pixar films, from talking toys in Toy Story to talking cars in Cars to superheroes who live in the real world in The Incredibles. Luck follows this trend with leprechauns in a world with real people. And leprechauns don't exist in our real world, right? Number 11. Self-Referential Moments. Pixar is very well known for its self-referential moments, aka Easter eggs, where it makes nods to its previous films in all of its movies. And while the Skydance production company is a bit too new to have enough content to do exactly what Pixar does just yet, they still make small references to their brand, like Hazel's space shirt for example. This looks just like Skydance's super cool space-centric logo screen. Skydance is certainly working with what it's got, and we have a feeling based on this that there will be plenty of Skydance Easter eggs to be found in future films. Number 12. The Pixar Formula. While Pixar movies' stories all feel very different for most of us, there actually is such a thing as the Pixar storytelling formula that its movies always follow. And luck just so happens to follow this to a T as well. According to the Pixar Formula, Pixar movies take the following steps. First, the main character wants something and goes after it. Then something, or frequently someone, keeps the main character going as they continue on their mission. Lastly, the main character undergoes a character arc that helps them to become better and ultimately get the thing that they set out to get. When you heard those steps, you probably noticed that luck absolutely follows the Pixar formula, and there's really no better way to borrow from Pixar than that. Number 13. Emotional core. Not every animated movie needs to have a heavy emotional core. Yet from Toy Story to Inside Out to Soul, we know all too well that Pixar pretty much always does. And they're never afraid to make us get just a little choked up. Since Luck focuses on a woman who's just aged out of foster care, never having been adopted, Luck definitely follows in Pixar's footsteps in this way. Number 14. Animation style. Probably one of the first similarities you noticed between Luck and Pixar movies is the animation style. The look of Luck's 3D animation is definitely not new to us. In fact, we think you could place the characters in Luck into most Pixar films and they'd fit perfectly. From details as specific as the hairs on characters' heads to broader aesthetic choices like the look of buildings or the way the sunlight hits the outside world, the animators of Luck were clearly Pixar fans and they definitely weren't afraid to show it. Number 15. Advanced tech. Luck has its own advanced made-up technology, or at least the Land of Luck does. There are plenty of Pixar films that have their own made-up technology as well. From Monsters, Inc. to WALL-E, Pixar has come up with so many inventions that we wish were real. And some of the stuff in the Land of Luck isn't too shabby either. Did you notice all of these similarities between Luck and Pixar? What did you think of the movie overall? Did it stack up to Pixar films? Let's talk about it in the comments. And don't forget to like and subscribe to The Things Animated for all the latest in the world of animation.